We know each other. He's a friend from work.
Hell yes, I get to ride the dragon.
What the hell's wrong with you people?
I know Kung Fu.
Tank, you want to switch? You want to switch?
No, I'm good. I got it.
Stay down.
I could do this all day.
If you had to transform into one mythical creature and then get married to a different mythical creature.
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
Maximum effort. How about a magic trick?
HR.
Not an animal.
HR. Is HR.
Somebody call HR down here.
That man is playing Gallagher.
Welcome to the Nerds from Work, your weekly escape into the world of geeks, nerds, and we kidnap everyone. Like, the random people on the street will kidnap you, and if you have a good story, we'll keep you around. And apparently that's what we did here again. So let's get into a little bit of introductions. With me, as always, I've got Josh Tankersley.
What up?
I don't want to ruin anything for you, dude. I don't want to ruin anything, Miss Stevens. I feel that we have to bow down. So please give us your best introduction. I want an A++ introduction for yourself. Like if you were meeting Steven Seagal and you're like, hey, please don't snap my neck, which Steven Seagal will tie into the subject matter today. But give me your best Steven Seagal introduction.
Best Steven Seagal. Like talking like him, or like that? Just like.
I mean, it's your show. Basically, I'm just giving you everything, dude.
Happy to bounce around here and guest with you guys, be a nerd with you guys. Adam Stephenson, actor, writer, nerd myself. So with Steven Seagal, I would probably go in and be like, look, I loved Under Siege. I loved Under Siege 2. And then I don't know what happened to you. I love that you had a reality show in Bernard Parish in Louisiana where you were a sheriff. But now I just want to know how you got kicked out of the state. All I want to know is the post-credit sequence of what happened from there on. And
how did we get to this point?
Yeah, and I'm looking at giant doughy version of you, you're Thor in Endgame right now. How are you a martial arts expert? But this is come on.
So I love him, right? My dad is a huge martial arts guy, and
yeah.
And he was like, oh, he's just a cook. And I was like, oh, this is so cool, right? And then it's like, oh my gosh, did we just get a ding shot?
Phone down.
Did we just get an Adam Stevens ding shot?
Close.
Oh,
Close.
Damn it. I do the show with no pants on. That's why we have to, from here up. Yeah, wait. I'm actually super, super thirsty. So, Tank, I don't know if you brought it with you, but...
Oh, yeah.
Hey, this week it didn't spray all over my office. Are you drinking one of those damn seltzer waters?
No, it's a Mick
No,
Ultra.
what are you drinking? Put it in.
Yeah,
what do you drink? Oh, okay. It's one of the hey, I work out beers.
Yeah, exactly. That's literally one of my workout buddies brought a case of them for our last D&D session and left them over here because it's all he'll drink.
So he bought into the propaganda.
Basically, I mean, it's it's 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. Okay.
Dude, let me tell you. Hold on. I got it on here somewhere. Mine's 99% alcohol, 1% weed.
Nice.
Hey,
I love the phrase. My workout buddy brought this to D&D.
Oh yeah, dude. we play. In fact, we're playing Saturday. So
fantastic.
So,
yeah, dude.
Tank and I, we're actually odd nerds. We're we're so nerdy that we have our own podcast. Cheers. But then every Thursday we get together and we're part of an underground fight club.
Fantastic. Are you allowed to talk about that?
Talk about what?
I'm allowed to say we're allowed to invite people. So if you're ever in Atlanta, come on by. Just make sure you don't have an audition the next day.
Yeah.
Well, I want to audition for the Thug number 3 in the new Steven Seagal straight to DVD release.
Well, there you
go. Then this is perfect for you.
So yeah, I want to go
ready.
in with the black eye and everything.
Yeah, no, that's
perfect.
In his straight to Netflix 1 week only premiere. Gosh.
It'll go straight to Shudder the week that Shudder closes down.
What was that free one? What, popcorn flicks or something?
Wait, what was the one that had
do.
like
I do for a
the
movie.
Snatch TV show?
Yeah.
That one.
I used to be a cook. And
Wait, he currently looks like he's still a cook. He just doesn't do any other shit.
he tried out for
What,
for
you went from,
Favreau's
like,
chef movie.
Started out at like a
Just fuck it.
5-star chef, then like a 3-star. Now he's working like in the back of the Popeyes, like experimenting with like new spice combinations.
Yeah, that is a show I would watch. I would watch Steven Seagal Popeyes cook.
Steven Seagal, Spice King.
Yeah, Popeyes under siege. Just a cook. Like
It's all about only using Native American spices that he got by like saving the wilderness in Alaska.
yeah, no, I'm totally. But then, like at the end, he's got to go. Love that chicken at Popeyes. He's got the theme song. All right, Steven Seagal rabbit hole. I'm gonna try and pull us out of it. Tank, tell us what you've been up to this week, dude.
Yeah, man. No, I've been just chilling, trying to find a good book to get into.
Hey, I'm writing one.
So am I. I'm working on mine.
Then do that.
Dude, I know. I need to. I'm like,
What's the elevator pitch of the books you guys are writing?
the elevator pitch. Mine would be probably D&D inspired wizard adventure.
Okay.
Okay, ready? I've thought about this. All right, so imagine like the Fantastic Beast movie, like in John Wick. Now those two met and they fucked and had a baby, and then you have like Inception, but then you also have like the Yakuza gang, and then those two fuck and they have a baby, and then somehow those two babies fuck. Yeah, that's my book.
So My Little Pony.
Yeah, exactly. It's actually published by My Little Pony.
That's
Rainbow Dash's Revenge. It's a book of revenge, but also friendship.
Cool. My niece will love that.
Yeah, no, it's totally good.
Yeah.
You should see what Rainbow Dash can do with a number 2 pencil.
But yeah, so also I want to say I finally watched the Hellboy remake. Kind of garbage.
The new one.
Yeah.
So, okay, why was it garbage though? Because the actor is great. Like, I didn't see the movie.
David
but I
Harbour.
loved him.
And
Like, he's awesome.
He did fine, but the movie was rated R, and so they went and used gore and like outs and used like gore and like made all the monsters look gross and weird just because they could. It didn't really serve any other purpose. And then like, so if you remember in the original Hellboy in the movie,
It was campy.
It was
The original
campy,
Hellboy was super campy.
which is fine.
No,
But-
yeah.
So like in his big hand, right? Like the big rock hand, it's
Yeah.
the same length. His arms are the same length, and he like has full use of the hand. Well, in this one, it literally looks like David Harbour has this like glove on, and the bar that he's holding on to inside is like at the wrist, and so like his rock arm is like 6 inches longer than his other arm, and he just drags it behind him like he's an ape. I'm like, what the
Now,
fuck?
Hellboy's, like, his arms are supposed to be like.
Are they? Okay.
A little bit.
Yeah,
But not
and
like super.
they're a little off, but he should be able to like pick it off the ground and use
like,
it, not
I mean,
just
he uses
drag it
it
around
some.
like a suitcase.
But like when he walks, it doesn't even swing. Like it just kind of stays stationary, and like his other arm swings. So it looks like it's like he doesn't have use of his arm. But then like it gets into a fight, and all of a sudden he can like carry this like sword that's 3 times the size of him. So I don't
That'd
like.
be an interesting one to find out the like behind the scenes if like David Harbour was like, no, it literally hauling that thing around ripped my arm out of the socket. And like he had like tendon damage or something. It was like, no, I literally could not use my arm.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna rabbit hole on that one. Have you seen Stranger Things season 3, Adam?
Yeah.
Okay, that show is awesome, and I want to say kudos to David. Kudos.
Oh yeah.
Because
Fantastic.
he goes around no shirt, no fucks given. Like no bod, no nothing. He's just like fuck it. Like I'm gonna go shirtless. Like
Yeah.
30% of this show. Fuck it.
Well, and see, I thought that they had kind of set it up because, like, he got announced that he was doing Hellboy and, like, getting in shape for it or whatever at the end of season 2.
Right.
And so they have that joke at the end where he's, like, with Paul Reiser, and he's like, oh, no, I'm not going to eat this sandwich. I'm trying to get in shape. So I thought maybe we would see a slightly more in shape Hopper in season 3 because of Hellboy. And then I think they were like, no, we're just gonna put you in a suit, man. Like it's all CG. You don't have to do anything. Like,
and that's exactly like the movie is. I mean, actually, the CGI itself was pretty good. It was just what they chose. Like, you know, like I said, again, the material was just, I don't know. The movie felt rushed, kind of cramped.
So the actor did not bring it down. The actual writing brought it down.
And then his dad is the manager from John Wick. The guy who owns the hotel.
Ian McShane.
Yeah. And he was great in it. And they had some other like smaller actors in there with them that they did fine, but it just, I don't know. It was just weird. And like I said, I think the thing that hurt it the most is they were like, yes, we get to make it rated R, so we're gonna make it rated R. Except it didn't actually add to the movie, in my opinion. It was like
it was just a layer on top that didn't make sense.
Yeah. It was like
it's always disappointing.
Yeah. So I mean, it sucks because I liked the original Hellboys, and I was a little upset that we never got Guillermo del Toro's number 3. So, that's okay.
All right, Adam, what kind of nerdy shit have you been up to this week?
Nerdy shit this week. So
work shit for you, really. I mean, this show is really kind of about your work shit too.
I mean, my work shit's kind of nerdy. I don't know. Lately, I just finished up working on a CBS All Access show that I'm trying to understand what it's about. It's a show called Tell Me a Story, and they have a first season out that I just started watching so that I could understand it. And they basically took fairy tales and then sort of like updated them and tried to like add like a dramatic, super serious layer to them. So like the pitch of that sounds like it should be like Once Upon a Time or something with fantasy and like all kinds of stuff. It's not. It's like super dramatic and like straightforward and like, but they'll do little nods towards like it being like there's 3 little pigs are robbing someone. So it's just guys wearing pig masks. And so they get like referred to as that and stuff. And so I've been trying to like delve into that a little bit into their first season. But my really nerdy thing is I've started rereading Robert Jordan's Wheel of Time series because of was it Amazon that's going to be doing like a huge series of that. And they've started like doing casting and trying to like get that off the ground. And so I'm super pumped and excited about that because that was a series that I loved growing up, read maybe like 8 of the 14 or 15 books or whatever. So now I'm like going back and like restarting it and like getting into it on a deeper level.
Yeah.
And then
that's the one where like his son had to finish it, right?
Yeah, his son took over, and I think Sanderson. I think there's a couple of people that have like taken it and kind of expounded on it.
Yeah.
And I haven't gotten into any of those. I think so far I've only read stuff that he'd originally written or outlined.
Yeah.
So that's the nerdiest thing right now.
Rereading, is it just as good as you remember?
Oh, better, because I'm smarter now.
Oh my god. Okay.
Yeah, those books are kind of dense, right?
Yeah, they're long, but like it's not really once you get past the first book or so and understanding like the world building and like the language stuff and the mythical elements. Once you get that figured out, I mean, then it's just a story like anything else. It's like getting into Tolkien.
Yeah.
Okay, now I know the world, so now I'm just following what's happening in the world.
Yep,
so like the language of it really isn't that thick. It's just a lot of events, a lot of characters, very George Martin-esque in that sense.
Nice.
So I tried to go back and reread a book from my childhood. Did not have the same thing. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Animorphs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that shit sucks as an adult. It was like a couple years ago. I was like, you know what? They like reintroduced it to make it like for the next generation or whatever. So that way it's like timeless, right? So instead of taking out his Sega Genesis, now he's playing his game system, right? It's like they change little shit like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? Now I've got kids. I would love for them to read it. And I read it and I was like, oh, this fucking sucks. Like,
Not good.
why was I into this as a kid?
So
Kid
that's hold on to that point because I'm gonna bring up that's gonna play into why I didn't rewatch my movie.
Okay.
So
This week, so everyone knows I'm a super, like, I don't watch a lot of anime, okay? But the anime I do watch is called Gundam, and I fucking love it. And they just came out with the first mobile game for the US. And, like, so my screen report came up, like, telling me how long I've been on my fucking phone. I work on my phone, so I don't always feel so bad. But when the top thing that you've used all week is a game, I was like, oh, shit. Like, my wife.
What was the difference though between
dude,
okay, here's the game and then here's the next task?
It was like
doing,
abnormal. Like 18 hours in the game. Like, I don't even
damn.
spend that on fucking Xbox, okay? Like, on Xbox, you'll be there for maybe 20, 30 minutes. If I'm playing Destiny, it's like an hour. And then I'm like, yeah, I'm fucking done with this. Like, I don't know why. I'm just like, oh, I've got to beat the fucking game. So I beat the game.
Jeez.
Yeah, I don't ever do that. And I've done that. And
so what was the thing that like sucked you in that you were like, oh my god, this is
dude,
amazing.
I can build my, like, from a young age, I've always wanted to pilot a super huge robot, right? In this game, you can build your own robot and destroy other robots, and I fucking love it. And you can play against
Fantastic.
other people. I fucking love destroying. Done a little bit on work on the book, working through that, and I think it's frozen. Oh no!
There he goes.
There
Yeah,
it
you're
is.
back.
I was just gonna ignore it and keep going.
I don't know what happened. Oh,
Your internet shit.
dude, it's super shit. Well, it's not shit. It's because my wife is doing something else. I don't know. It's because I live in the middle of nowhere, probably. But so I've been playing Gundam and writing, and there's something else I did. But it's not important, because what is important is that we have Adam Stephenson on, and I want you to give everyone just a little bit of background as to why we even kidnapped you in the first place.
Honestly, like I pulled back up the like Instagram chat that I had with you, and I have no idea.
I did the same.
That
I was like,
honestly,
how
I've
did-
known Jason. I've known
like-
Jason for a long time, and that's like the perfect description. It's like I have no fucking idea how he got me here.
You're like, I don't know how we met, don't know how we're friends. No, because I'll sit around and was just like messing around on Instagram, and I think I was going through and looking for like new podcasts or different things. Somehow I found a post or something from you guys, and I checked it out, liked it, commented or something. Then you responded like, hey, thanks for liking our stuff. I'd love to have you on the show. And I was like, all right, cool. And that was back in like February.
Because
And then we kind of, and then I asked like, okay, well, when do you want to do it? And then it was like 3 months later before you responded, like, oh, hey, sorry about this. Anyways, maybe like,
Hey, I had a kid.
but no.
That only
Yeah,
took,
I mean, that happens. That happens.
Like-
That happens.
it was like a day long.
I was like, you were back to work 3 days later, but okay.
I worked the next day.
Yeah,
In the hospital. That's,
But no, this is the type of stuff that like I love podcasts. I love absorbing stuff, but I like finding things where it's friends that are like passionate about stuff. So like, yeah, I am an actor. I'm a working actor, which means you've probably seen me say like 2 words in a really big thing, or a lot of words in something that no one ever watched. Like those are like the 2 extremes where people kind of go, oh, no, I don't think so, and keep walking when they see you. But I'm often on set or like driving back and forth between, Chicago, Atlanta, New Orleans, and like kind of Midwest, East Coast is where I work. And I like when listening to stuff of people that are interested in the same things I'm interested in. So like me and my group of friends, this is what we do without recording it and putting it on the internet. Like we sit around, we talk about the movie trailers, we talk about films we like, TV shows, we trash stuff that we think are like, oh, I can't believe they drew it this way. And we compare like our comic book knowledge and different stuff. And like, I'm the guy in the group that knows just like a little bit about a lot of things. And my other friends are like deep nerds about like a specific thing. So like I got a buddy who he's all into anime and manga and the Japanese culture. Another guy that's like full into like board games and history and all that kind of stuff. And like, I'm the guy that can like have a conversation with all of them, but I don't really know jack about anything.
somebody has to be the glue to hold it together.
But
Yeah.
like me and my buddies, when I found you and I started like listening to some of the podcasts, you guys just put up your San Diego Comic-Con one. And right before I listened to that, I was talking with my friends about like what we thought about like the MCU announcements and everything. And I had like all the same like reactions and fan theories that you guys had about like, oh man, Wanda reversed that story so that instead of no more mutants, she says like, I need help, and now here come all the mutants, and like, you know, somehow like bringing that.
Yeah.
Because I like how the MCU has taken base comic book knowledge and gone, okay, but this is different. We're not just going to recreate the comic book on screen. We're going to create new storylines, and so I've enjoyed that stuff.
Yeah, the whole WandaVision thing, I can't get behind it. Like
You can't?
no, I can't. Like,
Wait, which part? The TV show that they're going to have, or those two?
no,
shows
just the fact that in the MCU they're a thing. Like, no, she's supposed to be like the most evil mutant of all time.
Oh yeah, well they completely like hashed that from the get-go.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And then they killed Quicksilver.
Yeah, I was kind of sad.
I
They
think
did that.
I think what they killed was Aaron Taylor Johnson.
Hey, he was kick-ass.
I think they were like, I don't know if we need him as much as we think we do.
How is his superhero movie about not being a superhero better than some superhero movies? That's my question. Like,
Ooh,
but
that's a good one because it was. It's way better. Than
yeah, it's way better than a lot of superhero movies. Yeah. So, like, I've seen a lot of the stuff that you're in. Like, not myself personally, but I've seen it in browsing. I did see
it exists.
But 13 Reasons Why, I don't think that's up my alley. Now, if you find yourself on WandaVision, I probably will not watch that either.
Okay, good to know.
Yeah. But if you find yourself on any Captain America shit in the future, / Falcon, whatever they're calling him moving forward.
Dude, I saw this picture.
Captain Falcon.
Yeah,
Captain Falcon.
I saw this where that scene where he hands it to Sam, and Sam's like, he's like, how does it feel? Like, it doesn't feel like it doesn't really feel like it's mine. He's like, it's not. Go give it to to what's his face? Go give it to Bucky.
I'm too old to carry this that far. I need you to.
Oh
do
god, I was like, that would have been missed opportunity.
So good. So good. All right, so in talking to Adam a little bit, I was like, hey, you know, we want to do a show that you're comfortable doing, because that's obviously everyone's going to talk the most about something they're comfortable in doing. So I was like, all right, what are you comfortable with? And he was like, pretty much everything. But what I really love is understanding why B-rated movies were made. And I was like,
Oh yeah.
he was like, I just sometimes you see a B-rated movie, and you're like, why did they make this? Like, this is so terrible. So it sparked an idea. Since we are we tend to stick towards superhero shit. There are a ton of superhero B-rate movies. So
Absolutely.
yeah, this week we're finding the one B-rated movie that we still to this day do not know why they made. Some you're like, okay, it builds into this larger story, Justice League. But then, you know, some other ones.
I wouldn't call it B-rated though.
I don't. No, it definitely was not B grade, but it was B terrible.
Oh yeah.
Well, so
Not for me. I liked it.
I'm curious, like, what your definition of a B movie is? Because there's stuff that's like, okay, we attempted to make an A-list thing, and it turned into a piece of garbage.
Oh yeah. See, mine, I'm shooting. They had an A-list budget. Turned out to be like a C or D-list movie. I'm averaging that as a B-list.
Okay.
B-list typically would be like the ones that they tried to shoot for, but like it has a decent budget, didn't really gain any traction. Fantastic Four stick.
That's
That's the A budget F performance.
yeah. That doesn't even average to a B. Like,
No, that one's
you
definitely
fucked
not a
up Doom. Like, no, get that.
No,
shit.
that one is. See, I would say a B rate would be like the original Fantastic Four.
Yes.
Like
The unaired one, or
No, the one with
the one where the only reason I watched it was Jessica Alba.
before Silver Surfer. yeah.
okay, yeah. With pre-Captain America as
Yes.
Human Torch.
Yes.
Yes. Which will lead us to our Dragon Con questions.
Yes.
Thank you, Tom. All right, so Tank, do you have a B-rate movie?
I do, and it's a movie that I've seen it a few times. I haven't seen it recently.
Blade.
But every time, no, dude, that's
Blade 2.
That's A+ material. Okay, don't get that shit out of here. No, I actually like those movies, and I like this movie, but I was gonna rewatch it in preparation for this discussion, but I was afraid if I rewatched it, it wouldn't hold up, and I wouldn't think it was as funny as I did the first time. That's Mystery Men with Ben Stiller.
Okay.
Dude, that is an A+ movie. You shut your fucking mouth.
See,
I like
A++.
like I liked it. I remember liking it, but like it's a like flop in almost every sense of the term. And like I wanted to rewatch it, but I'm afraid if I go rewatch it, I won't think it's as funny as I do when I'm remembering it.
Okay, but also, so with a movie like that, I always put Mystery Men over in that kind of genre of like, okay, you're kind of lampooning the genre though. Like you're winking at the audience, you know what you're doing,
But
kind
do
of like Sharknado versus Jaws. Like Sharknado is a B movie, but you didn't expect it not to be. So I thought Mystery Men was one of those like, we're camp on purpose.
Yeah, dude, it was totally. The guy threw spoons. Tank. He threw spoons.
But it has a great like comedy cast. You got Hank Azaria in there. You got Janine Garofalo. Like it's. I think it would probably hold up better than you think.
So I need to rewatch it
if you watch it in like the right mindset.
in the right, and that's the thing, right? Is like
the right mindset.
Yeah, yeah.
Colorado, we're talking to you.
Yep. So I mean, it's you can't call it an A movie, right? It's definitely it definitely fits in the B category, and I thought it was. I think like remembering it, I remember it being hilarious. So maybe I will go back and watch it.
I feel like it's more likely that I would watch like the first 20 minutes of it, enjoy some of it, and go. If I'm watching a Ben Stiller movie, I might as well put in Dodgeball or something that I absolutely know I will enjoy the rest of.
Kurt said it's a B movie that is better than it should be. I'll agree with that too.
Yeah, that is true. It not our topic. Our topic is why did they make it? I know why they made that, but Mystery Men was so cool because it was making fun of all of the things that every other movie takes so serious. And you're like, okay, like I'm into it.
And it was before like the superhero like explosion.
Yeah, that was going to be my question of like when did Mystery Men come out though?
Let's see.
Like what
99?
Batman. Yeah, I mean you had like the Batman movies, right?
But the only big like team thing
99
by then would have been
like
I mean
some of the Batman
I don't
movies.
think there was really
Superman
a team.
movies.
Had the Fantastic Four movies, those were like early 2000s, right?
Yeah. See, Mystery Men hit this thing where, but like Adam was saying, the cast there. If you look at that cast, every single one is a comedian. There's no way.
Yeah, 2005.
Like, hey, we're gonna make this huge thing and push this superhero genre, and Ben Stiller is gonna be the forefront. He's gonna be our Batman.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy's superpower was getting super angry.
William H. Macy was in it. I forgot he was in it.
He was the shoveler.
Yeah.
God, he was great.
Yeah.
And he had like the little spade shovels.
Yeah.
Got too close.
He's essentially wearing the like outfit that Ben Stiller wears when he's in the
Zoolander.
mine shaft and
Like my favorite scene of Mystery Men is where he's like, William Macy's like, I you lifted a bus. He's like, I didn't really lift it. I kind of, I pushed it. Still, that's an amazing feat of strength. I think his foot was on the gas a little bit. He's like, okay, like he's trying to like build him up, and he's like, actually, the bus was rolling, and I just kind of like,
went with it.
Oh God, I'm looking at a picture of them all standing.
Except getting angry, like.
It's so incredible. Oh my God. Yeah, all right. I'm gonna rewatch this soon. In like the next couple of days, I'm gonna rewatch this.
All right, Adam, you're the professional here. Like,
don't set it up that high because like I've got
scared of
movies that I've been in like in my like my IMDb has movies that you'd be like, oh, that's a piece of garbage. So this is a movie that I kind of looked up some of the stuff of it. I absolutely would never rewatch it because it scared me as a kid. Howard the Duck.
Howard the Duck. Wow, yeah, that one would fuck you up as a kid.
Well, so in my mind, I thought that I was a little older when it came out. It came out when I was like 2 years old. It came out way earlier than I thought it did. But I remember seeing it when I was like 10 or 12 on like USA Up All Night. You know, when they would like late at night, like Gilbert Gottfried was like the host, and they would show like movies that were probably in the like softcore porn genre, but they would just like remove the nudity or something. Yeah. Basically, it's Gilbert Gottfried, Girls Gone Wild, Cialis, whatever that was at the time. and then like it was be nothing but like campy horror films and like very month-long genre stuff of like, oh, it's April, so we're going to do all comedies where April Fools is part of it or whatever. Yeah. So like I remember watching like Up All Night and seeing Howard the Duck, and the Howard like puppet animatronic thing made me think of like the first Ninja Turtles movie, and so like I was like, oh, okay, yeah, this is cool. It scared the crap out of me. It had like all kinds of weird elements to it. And then since like I watched it again when I was a little older, I was like, oh, like Leah Thompson totally has sex with a humanoid duck. Like, whoa, what's going on? Like I have so many confusions about what's happening anatomy-wise with that idea. Like, he had like Tim Robbins is off his freaking nut in that movie. And I don't remember enough of what the potential plot was. But it was I just remember it being bananas. And then I looked into a couple of things, and like, so apparently George Lucas had just built his ranch, had sunk like $50 million into that. Howard the Duck is like the next thing that his company produces, and he's hoping to like make his money back from that. It tanks so hard that he ends up selling his newly formed CGI division to Apple.
Oh wow!
And Apple took that property and built Pixar on it.
Oh
so
damn!
In one retrospect, we would not have Pixar and all the great things they created if Howard the Duck hadn't been such a piece of garbage.
Yeah, that's
George Lucas had to sell assets.
So because of Howard the Duck is like the great grandfather to the Incredibles.
Basically.
So
I could accept
the Incredibles are Marvel.
It just creates a whole new like weird canon.
Yeah. Can we go see Grandpa Howard?
And I appreciate enough that like the MCU is like, we know that this thing exists and we're gonna acknowledge it, but we will never make this movie. So they put that like mid-credit sequence of Howard sitting there.
Yeah.
Like, cool, we've acknowledged it, we know it exists, now leave us alone.
Yeah. Like that's Howard the Duck, man. Like, what was Marvel thinking? Like, that's not even a cash grab. Like that's like. Well, but did that come out about the same time as Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
No, it couldn't have been. Roger Rabbit, I feel like, was 90s. I'm gonna look. Howard the Duck came out in 86.
Okay.
Who Framed Roger Rabbit came out in 88.
Okay, so Howard the Duck is before.
And Howard the Duck had like no cartoon element. It was all it was people like in animal and CGI.
But that's like the animal in the human world. Like I was like, maybe they're trying to grab onto the Roger Rabbit crap, but like they can't. So
that's why I'm baffled by this movie. There's not a ton of superhero movies coming out. Like in the 80s, there was Superman, right?
Yeah.
Like what else would have been what happened where they go, you know what we should do? And they grabbed this property and said, let's make this.
We have all of this whole roster of Marvel characters that we've been brewing for like 40 years now.
Yeah.
Hey, what about the Howard the Duck guy? Like,
yeah.
You know, DC has Superman out. Howard the Duck is he's going to save our ass.
And then we'll make it super dark and weird as opposed to like going, well, it's about a talking duck. Let's just make it about a talking duck and like make it fun and childish. It's a very gritty, dark movie. Like it's not bright and colorful and like.
Howard the Duck comics are not even made for children. Like those are adult comics. Maybe Acid was big.
I mean, it's the
I mean,
80s. Everyone was
really?
on coke. They were just cranking stuff out.
Like, hey, whatever, fuck it. You know what it probably was? Somebody was like, hey, you know what would be really funny? Like a duck, like a talking duck in like a human world. Oh, wait, Marvel already has that. I think it's called George. No. It's Howard. We're doing Howard the fucking duck. And then I was like, oh, shit, this sucks. Like,
And I'm looking now, they had 8 different people actually playing Howard the Duck in the suit.
Jeez.
nice.
Which means
It's
that
hot.
thing must have been so hot they were just passing out and like putting in another person and going, we got to keep this moving.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what you're doing. The suit barely fits. Doesn't matter. Keep going.
Get in there.
Yeah, doesn't matter. So we will get to mine, and Howard the Duck is. I'm pretty sure that's going to take this. To me, that feels like a D rate. I think mine had a potential, but then it sucks so bad. The first or the second, it doesn't matter. You can choose either one. Ghost Rider movie.
Oh,
Like,
those
the
were
first one sucked so bad.
Yeah.
They made a second, and then that one sucked too.
That's the question: is how did the second one get made?
Because the first one made money.
Yeah, the first one made tons of money.
That's
That all
true.
Hollywood runs on money. If you make a piece of garbage but it makes money,
Sequel.
they're making more.
Yeah.
That's why we've got 4 Pirates of the Caribbeans out there.
Oh, they're making
Like-
another one.
Probably.
So
I think the last one lost enough money that didn't make
oh no, they
enough.
have a
that
trailer for a new one.
Really?
Depp's not in
Yeah.
it, right?
No, Johnny Depp is in it. Orlando Bloom is in it.
That's what it is.
Johnny Depp needs more coke. Let's be serious.
Yo.
He's got to make up for the lawsuit that he lost with his wife.
Yeah,
Ex-wife.
let's be serious.
God,
He
she's
needs money.
so hot.
Um,
Anyways.
You know what's a worse idea than another Pirates of the Caribbean? Another Top Gun. So
Wait, so go back to Ghost
I
Rider.
could go all night on the next Top Gun,
Well,
but
that's because you don't like Tom Cruise, anyways.
no, dude, it's been 24 fucking years and he's still a captain. Are you fucking kidding me? You would have been kicked out.
It's a decision, okay?
You would have been kicked out for being a shitbag.
Well,
Like, come on. He's like, oh, I like the adventure. No, you're fucking immature. Like,
Look, you're almost 60. You can't still have adventure.
yeah, he's like, I'm still a super badass. The only way I could get behind another Top Gun is if he was now the instructor to a new pilot coming up. Like, he was the ace pilot instructor.
yeah.
It's like, okay, I can get behind him being that position. But when he's still Maverick and he's still trying to be the Top Gun, go fuck yourself, Tom Cruise. Have a royal bag of go fuck yourself.
Well, I was inverted.
Yeah, Ghost Rider. Like, that movie had such potential, right? Because up until that point, we had Spider-Man, Blade, Fantastic Four. Fantastic Four sucked. Spider-Man's Tobey Maguire, so not even a good Spider-Man. And then Blade movies, the second one sucked ass, but the other two are okay.
Yeah.
Ghost Rider is this super dark character, right? His powers are like off the fucking chart. And it's like, okay, I can get behind this. And then they announce it's Nicolas Cage. And I'm like, okay, he's rolling off his Gone in 60 Seconds fame. Like, okay, I got this. I like Gone in 60 Seconds. We can do this. But then what does he do? He's a fucking clown. Nicolas Cage does not play a clown well. Like, guy has one role. He can't do anything else. Basically just Gone in 60 Seconds.
Did you guys ever see Next?
Yeah.
Where
I
he
did not
can,
see Next. I saw Drive Angry.
dude, Next made me so fucking mad. Like, it's a waste of fucking 2 hours. Are you kidding me? Oh my, dude, that movie made me so mad. Don't even get me started.
But see, I don't even think it was Nicolas Cage because I think he could have been an okay. I'm not saying great. I'm not saying MCU status, right? But he could have played Ghost Rider. The terrible part about that movie is the same thing that happens to so many movies, except this one was just so fucking much worse because they build up. Oh, he has these great powers, great powers, great powers, great powers. The last fight lasted 30 fucking seconds. Realistic? Yeah, probably. Because He'd just fucking pick them up and burn their eyeballs out.
Yeah.
But not what I waited 2 hours for. Like,
I wonder if part of that had to have been the studio being gun shy of like going full like R on something like that.
right.
Like actually like embracing his power. Like if Ghost Rider was a property that no one had put out until like we'll say post Deadpool, I think they would go, oh, okay, let's just make a horror film. Because like that's what Ghost Rider should be, is just like straight up like face melting horror, and like, you know, avoid some of like the campier things that did kind of exist in that. But then yeah, if you miscast anything, it doesn't matter how good the script is, it doesn't matter how like no Nicolas Cage can take anything great and bring it down to Nicolas Cage level.
Right. Nicolas Cage is known for B grade.
Yeah.
So you want to know the like the big, I guess, thing overhanging with Nicolas Cage though is that he is supposedly cursed by a voodoo priestess in New Orleans, right?
No.
No, really?
So this is like a big deal. I don't know, what was it, like mid 90s? He's huge. Early 2000s, he's got, you know, all of his like properties are doing great. Nicolas Cage is killing it with The Rock and Gone in 60 Seconds and maybe the first National Treasure to come out. Like even Ghost Rider, the first one, made a ton of money. Like it was a box office success, I think. But he moves to New Orleans. He buys a house down there in the quarter, and he's looking out the window, and he keeps getting pissed off because he keeps seeing tours outside his house, and he thinks that it's like tour guides bringing people around and be like, oh, this is where Nicolas Cage lives, and taking pictures of all this kind of stuff. So he apparently comes out one day, rants at them, and they go, no, you live in the quarter, like this is historic. He's like, okay, well, what is it? Decides apparently to hire one of these guides, takes him on the tour, whatever, goes to his house, and he had bought a house originally owned by I think Marie Laveau, which is like a well-known like voodoo priest. All kinds of like terrible things happen in his house. Supposedly one of like the 2 most haunted locations in New Orleans, all this kind of stuff. Shortly after that, he starts like tanking in the box office. He gets arrested for like beating his wife in the streets of New Orleans, like punching her in the face, gets in a fight with paparazzi. He sinks like $20 million into building a sarcophagus in a New Orleans cemetery that's basically just a giant pyramid that he's going to be buried in, like has his name on it and everything. Like he goes full bananas, like within like 5 years of moving into that house.
Wow.
So the big theory is that he actually like experienced something there, got possessed or whatever, and then just went full on nutso. I think he was always nuts and just got older, but that's so sort of crazy. Like the weird history that he has with New Orleans.
That's awesome.
Now that you mention it, man, I totally forgot his earlier movies. Like before Gone in 60. Like I love The Rock.
Yo, The
Rock's great. Con Air is not a good movie, but it's fun. Put the bunny down.
Isn't Face Off supposed to be like really good?
Did you say isn't Face Off supposed to be really good?
Yeah.
It is not.
No? Okay. I couldn't
well, no, it's fun. It is definitely like a over-the-top bananas action movie.
Yeah.
But I would have a hard time saying it's a good movie.
Oh, he's in The Sorcerer's Apprentice. Like that's one of my like, if I believed in guilty pleasures, that would be one of them. That movie's so much fun. Mainly just because I love the main guy, who's the voice of Hiccup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That guy's great.
Canadian guy.
So let's do that, Tank. What is your guilty pleasure B movie? Doesn't have to be superhero, just a B-rate movie that is your guilty pleasure that you will argue to this day.
Well, I mean, I love the Blade movies. But like I said, they're like on the cusp. They're like B+ movies. I don't know. Like, I don't like I said. I can't think of one off the top of my head. I mean, I've got like movies that like I like the Pitch Perfect movies, but they're not like B movies.
No, that's just fucking weird.
So like, yeah, as I'm saying, like,
My favorite movie is Bridesmaids.
I've never seen Bridesmaids, but
What?
Spider-
Dude, Bridesmaids is like the best chick flick, hands down. Followed by Silver Linings Playbook. Two great chick flicks. I'll stand by those. My favorite B-rate movie, Starship Troopers.
dude,
Oh,
fuck you and your
that's-
B-rate, bruh.
that's a
that
good
shit's,
one. I
love it.
dude. That is the very first rated R
Dude.
movie I ever saw. My dad took me to the theater to see it the year it came out.
Boobies.
I was 7. I still give him shit about it, and my mom is still mad. I just watched that movie like 2-3 months ago. Like,
Dude,
that movie's-
it's a B-rate movie. It's a
whatever.
B-rate movie.
Whatever. The movie's incredible.
No, it totally is.
Whatever.
I mean, it is. But I love it so much. Like,
Hudson Hawk.
and it's so stupid, but I watched that movie when I was like super little, and when I watched it I was like, I want to join the military. Like, I get to do all this cool shit. Are you kidding me?
That was the
Yeah.
one that did it for you.
That was the movie that did it for me. It was like, you know what? Like, I can go to another planet and kill fucking bugs. Hell yeah. I didn't go to another planet, but I did kill a bug.
I could get behind that one. That's one that I wouldn't search out, but if it was on, I'd be like, oh yeah, let's watch this.
It's a super fun movie. Like,
yeah, that movie's great.
I don't think my wife would go, oh my gosh, this movie changed my life. But it's like, it's so fun. And you're just like, I have to keep watching. Like, that big slug just like sucks your brains out. Like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
That thing is
Neil
so
Patrick
fat.
Harris.
Like, it's so fun.
Well, I don't know. Would you? Maybe you guys
Did it
would
with a
consider this-
rocket. Are you kidding me?
Would
He
you guys
jumped on top of a beetle and shot it in the head, but you get this big fat slug and you can't do shit.
Would
Come
you guys consider the movie Evolution a B movie?
Yes.
Yo.
Yeah, it's firmly in like the camp world.
Yeah, it's super
so
campy, and that movie's fucking hilarious.
Sean William Scott.
Dude, that
Yeah.
movie is great.
Evolution is cool.
I think mine. So if I'm going for like, I think almost all the like '90s action movies are considered B movies. So like I could easily, if I fell across like old Steven Seagal, old Chuck Norris, any of those kind of things would be great. But my go-to in the background action movie while I'm doing stuff, Mortal Kombat.
Oh, that is a good one.
Hell yeah.
It's
First one or
not a
second
good
one?
movie. Typically first one.
The
but
first
I would
one.
rewatch the second one.
Yeah.
I think the second one I'm still like, okay, I get it.
They killed Johnny Cage within like the first 3 minutes of the movie. I was like, yep, done.
And then they get these like giant
Yeah.
claymation monster things at the end. Yeah, no thanks.
No thanks. I'm done. Liu Kang, that was great. And oh gosh, what's his name now? Goro.
Oh yeah.
With the
Oh yeah,
arms?
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like, the first time I saw that movie, I was so young. I think I was probably like 8 or 9, I guess. And he raised his 4 arms, and I was like, "Whoa, how did they do that?"
Yeah.
Yeah. At the time, you were like, "Oh my god, that's amazing."
92. Oh wait.
92.
Hang
Okay,
on,
so
let me
I
find
watched
the
it when
movie.
I was 5.
Let me make sure. Let me make sure I get the movie right.
Came out when I was 4. My dad's super cheap. Wouldn't
Yeah,
take me
95.
to the theater. Waited for it to come out on VHS. You guys are listening to this, and you know what VHS is. Okay.
You had to-
Bridget Wilson.
I definitely owned that one on VHS. I had that
Oh, yeah.
like the first X-Men movies on VHS and stuff, and like that was probably the switchover. Is like I think X1 VHS and X2 was DVD, and then like
I just realized that Bridget Wilson, who plays Sonya Blade, was
Yeah.
she's the girl in Billy Madison.
yeah,
Totally never put those two movies together. That's incredible.
That is correct.
That's correct.
so Mortal Kombat pretty much was a Happy Madison production, right?
Yeah.
So that, yeah.
Yeah. Kurt said Double Dragon.
Double Dragon.
Ooh,
Kurt.
that's another good one.
Kurt, I do not know too many people on Earth that have seen that B-rate movie, and I love it so much. Where the guy goes through like the toxic crap, and he's like, homely, ugly. Like he's talking to the, and it's 2 brothers named Lee. One is
94.
clearly Asian, The other one is very white.
Scott Wolf.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
Mark Dacascos, who
Oh, dude, it's so B-rate, but it's so much fun.
he's in John Wick 3 and some other ones, but
Tank, you have to. Who said John Wick 3?
no. The Mark Dacascos that's in Double
Oh.
Dragon. He's the host of Iron Chef. It's that guy.
Yeah,
Dude.
yeah.
That's great. Oh, it's so
Anytime
telling
I
you.
would see Iron Chef, that's all I could think of. Was like, oh yeah, Double Dragon. That's
Dude,
what this guy went on to.
Sure, that was awesome. I totally forgot. But if Brandon would have been on the show today, that is Brandon's like guilty pleasure B-rate movie. He loves Double Dragon. Like,
All right.
I don't know why. He just does. Oh, Double Dragon Computer Repair, Simpsonville, South Carolina. There's a shout out for you, bud.
Dude, so you bring up, I guess I love the movie. I love them too much to consider them B-rate, but freaking
Feelings out, bro. Take your feelings out.
any of the original Total Recall, Running Man, Demolition Man, like
Demolition Man is great. Like that's
Fuck.
one of the ones
Dude.
that like I will just randomly quote walking around because like I won't even remember why.
yeah,
But like me and my wife will like get annoyed with each other and be like, "What's your boggle? What's my boggle? What's your boggle?" And like
dude.
illuminate, deluminate. Like that's also like the top of like batshit Wesley Snipes like performance. And then you got like it's so many like good people. You got friggin' what's
Sylvester
the comedian?
Stallone. Oh,
The comedian that pops out of the ground. Rescue Me, The Ref.
Oh,
What? Crap, I've got his books. Dennis Leary.
Dennis Leary, yes.
Okay.
That guy is awesome.
He rants for like 20 minutes about like if I want to smoke a cigar and speed, drive over the speed limit and do this, I should be allowed to, and like freaks out about like all of the things they're not allowed to do.
Another B-rate movie that I would give my honorable mention because it's still so fun to watch, and I know that you guys are going to give me shit, Wild Wild West. I'm like a huge Will Smith fan, man. But see, you have to understand, when I was a kid and I went to go see Wild Wild West, like I got to go to the theater. Like they had the toys at fucking Burger King, right? You're like, yo, wiki Wild Wild West.
That's a hard one to rewatch.
Yeah.
It does not
It's
hold
so-
up.
So bad. But I
think
love it.
my version of that would probably be what was the other one that came out at that time? There was another. It was like Wild Wild West. It was like this big, like over the top, like you expected it to be amazing, and then you're just like, oh, it's escaping me now. Brain fart.
You'll think of it in a second. Kurt mentioned Judge Dredd, goes right up there
No,
with
Judge
most
Dredd
Running
is
Man.
not B-rate. Judge Dredd is A. Okay.
Ooh.
Come on,
Just Dredd is
Stallone.
fucking A.
Hard disagree on that one.
Yeah.
hard disagree.
Although,
Right? Sylvester Stallone. You get into fucking all of those. You get into the comics. You get into the lore. Okay. You buy in. You have a 7-foot Judge Dredd hanging out in your fucking closet. People don't judge you. Okay. It's a movie. All right.
no.
Carl Urban
least-
played Judge Dredd.
Rob Schneider, this in Judge Dredd.
Oh yeah, he was like his little buddy.
yeah.
Oh, Surf Ninjas. I don't know if you guys
Surf
ever saw that
Ninjas,
B-rate
yeah.
movie with Ernie Reyes Jr.
Yeah.
and Senior,
And
I guess.
the Three Ninjas.
Yeah, dude, Three
Those are
Ninjas.
great.
Three
Not
Ninjas Kick
great.
Back. That shit was dope.
Three Ninjas, totally A+ movie.
High Noon
Was it
at
the-
Mega Mountain, or the one with Hulk
No,
Hogan.
that one's B-rate. Okay. So what I didn't understand about Three Ninjas, because I was a kid, right? They had the original cast for Three Ninjas.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they're like, hey, this could happen in my house. I need to be a fucking ninja, right? Second one, they go to Japan. They're a little older. You're like, that's cool. Third one, same age as the first one, same actors, not the second. So you're like, how did they get young again? Like, I don't- how
They did the Home Alone. They
Yeah.
went like, okay, we did one. They're 10, and another one, 12. Oh, we're gonna do a third one. Now he's pretty much in high school. We can't really do that anymore. Like now it doesn't work. Like now he should be able to take care of himself at home.
Yeah.
So like now we just got to recast it starting.
Yeah.
And then you make
They
like 8
recast
straight
for
to
the
DVD.
second one.
versions.
But then for the third one, they brought back the originals from the first movie. And I was like, so wait, you're telling me they are the same age again? Like, wait, you're trying to tell me these kids went to Japan. Must be different ninjas. Different ninjas.
B-movie ninja movie, Third Ninja Turtles.
Ooh, I don't
That's
know.
real. That's probably
okay.
C.
I'll give it to you. That one's
The
beautiful.
like Turtles in Time one. That's
Where they go to
Yeah.
Japan.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I'll give you that.
That one's pretty bad.
That one's bad.
And I loved the first two. Like
The second
with
one
the
is
animatronic
amazing.
and stuff. Like I'm like, okay, this still kind of holds up for what it was at the time and everything.
Yeah.
So, fun fact: Ernie Reyes Jr., the pizza boy in the second
Yep.
one, is Raphael in the first one.
Okay.
So he was in the suit in the first one, and then he did so well, they're like, "Oh, we're gonna make him a character." Made him the pizza boy in the second one.
So weird little fact also about the Ninja Turtle suits. So I worked on a show called Mr. Mercedes, which is based on a Stephen King series of novels.
Okay.
The one of the special effects and hair and makeup guys on that, I'm sitting there talking to him. This older guy, I can't remember his name, but he's been in the business forever. He was doing special effects on the Ninja Turtles movies, and the director came up to him, and he had also previously worked on Rambo. And he came up to him and was like, "Oh, he did like a Rambo 3 or something." He's like, "You did Rambo's, yeah." Okay, I want Raphael is the badass. I want you to give him like a Rambo style scar on that like suit. And so I think Industrial Light and Magic or someone Jim Henson made the actual suits, but then this is the guy that like painted the suits. And so he like painted this like Rambo style scar onto one of the Raphael suits because the director loved Rambo.
Oh,
And it was this guy that was like, when you're sitting around like hair and makeup, like you're basically just like bullshitting about movies the whole time, mostly things you've worked on and why they were terrible experiences. But he was like, "Oh man, I loved it." He's like, "It was so much fun. Like every time seeing those guys get into those rubber suits and start like moving them around and like dealing with the animatronic mouths and stuff, he's like, it was insane to watch them do that every time."
So I've got a question. So you say you've worked on B-rate movies, you've worked on B-rate shows. Is that why you have like a little bit of a greater appreciation for them? Or are you just like, "Man, these suck and they're campy and I want to watch it"?
No, so like I don't
We look
hunt.
at it to be different.
I don't hunt for campy stuff necessarily, but like here's kind of the two ways that it breaks down. Of like, I appreciate any time that someone is creating something with a specific point of view where like maybe they're passionate about it. So like I did this horror movie, Frankenstein: Day of the Beast, and it's a classic story or whatever, but the director loves the old Hammer style horror films that have lots of like blood capsules and like organ music and lightning strikes kind of stuff. And so like he wanted to make a movie like a Hammer style movie. So it's a little campy. It's definitely a B/C rate movie because it's low budget. It's an indie film that we did in Chicago. But I loved doing it because he went into it like going like, "Yes, I grew up on this type of movie, so I want to make this type of movie." So like there's something about that and that little bit of like the wink and the nod at the audience. I love that kind of stuff. So like Sharknado, I can kind of get behind because like they know what they are and they're doing it on purpose. And so same with like Mystery Men. Mystery Men has like a wink and a nod, and like I can get behind that. The other side is when like you've got every element together. You've got A-list director, writer, property, people involved. You've got a huge budget. You've got a marketing team behind it. You've got a huge studio behind it, and then it tanks. and I'm just like, why? How? Like. So like I was living in Louisiana when they filmed the Josh Trank Fantastic Four in Baton Rouge.
Yeah.
And it like you would hear rumors from set about like, well, I don't know, they did this, it didn't make sense, I don't know, blah 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 blah. They wrapped after like 30 days, they left town. Then like 6 months later they came back and spent another like 15 days reshooting and filming additional material. That's almost unheard of.
Yeah, that's
like,
a lot.
Yeah, when you're pretty much reshooting half of your movie, it's gonna be
Yeah.
There's no recovery from that. And so like that, I would love to know like what went wrong, or like who was the person that finally like said, "Hey, I see a few problems with this, so I'm gonna give you another $40 million to try and fix it," and then they're like unable to do that. And you're like, well, why? Like, how did that all fall apart? John Carter from Mars. It's not that bad of a movie, but man, they botched the like promotions of it and the rollout of it, and they spent $200 million making a movie that I don't even know if it broke 60 domestically. Like, it tanked terribly. That fascinates me. I want to know why.
Yeah.
So like that's kind of the way I separate it.
But then a movie like Avatar can become the second most watched movie of all time. I fucking hate Avatar too. I don't know if you guys knew that or not. It's dancing with fucking wolves.
I don't have a problem with it, like kind of piggybacking on old stories like that. I mean, everything does to a certain degree.
To a certain degree.
But it was just, it was so long and drawn out, and I was just
so
like,
you also don't like
Avatar.
Avatar.
No, like I went and saw it, and I just didn't care. I was like, okay,
thank you.
It exists. I
You
don't
also
hate
excited?
it, but I'm not on board.
Were you also excited when Endgame beat out Avatar?
Yeah,
I
but
was
the asterisk to that is them like purposely re-releasing Endgame in order to do that.
Yeah.
I was
Hey,
like,
re-release it
come on.
again.
But
Avatar's
I loved
been
it.
in theaters twice.
3 times, I think.
Yeah, so I don't give a shit. Plus,
Well, and then you also have the whole like, I mean, Avatar upped all their ticket prices by being in 3D. So I mean,
true.
who really cares?
Yeah.
But I love James Cameron. I think he does fantastic stuff.
Do you guys watch stand-up comedy?
Yeah.
Have you seen Aziz Ansari where he's talking about James Cameron pitching Avatar? And he's
Is that in
like,
his newest one? Because no, I haven't seen that.
I think it's a few years ago, but he was like, I would have loved to have been like a fly on the wall in that room where James Cameron walks in and he's like, hey, I have this idea for this movie. He's like, okay, what is it? Throw it to us. All right, well, it's like Smurfs grown up, right? You got like these blue people. Basically, we're stealing from Dances with Wolves. And they're like, well, you can't really do that. No. But these blue people, these Smurfs, they're going to fuck in the movie. Like, but they're only going to use their tails. And it's like, we don't care. We don't care how much it costs. We got to see this. Like, we have to see how you do this. Okay.
But if you sign off on this, you're also letting me make 5 of them.
Yeah, right? Like, yeah. Oh, man. It's ridiculous. All right. So, all right, Adam. We do something with all our guests every single time. We call it the gauntlet. Basically,
Okay.
we're going to throw random questions your way. You have to answer them to the best of your ability. Tank, go.
Dang.
If
You gotta
you
go fast, Tank.
What?
Fast.
If you could have any one superpower, what would it be?
Adamantium skeleton.
Hey, okay. You wouldn't
Why?
survive the procedure because you don't have healing, but that's okay.
Yeah, as soon as I said it, I was like, oh, I'd be dead.
That's okay. We'll give it to you.
A swing and a miss. Adam.
All right. 0 for 1. Let's see what else happens.
What is your favorite superhero styled movie or comic book styled movie?
I loved Logan, and
Okay.
I'll give you 2 reasons for it as fast as I can in this rapid fire thing. One, Wolverine was always one of my favorite comic book characters, and I loved Logan, the movie, the like culmination of that. I love that they added a black and white version of it that I think is amazing to watch if you watch on like the special version. And it was the first movie that I ever got to work on as a casting assistant. So like
Nice.
I got to work like on the backside of that and see like the audition tape of Daphne Keene and feel that energy that like everyone felt of like, holy crap, that's the girl. And so like that was, so like I have a whole lot of like love for that movie, but I think it's like a great comic book adaptation.
That's pretty dope.
Nice. Tank, go.
If you had to pick any 2 superheroes to be your parents, who would you pick?
Oh Jesus. Tony Stark and maybe Aurora Monroe.
Okay.
All right.
An odd combo.
Yeah. I think they would balance out well.
Hey, you do you, buddy. You do you. All right. Last question. One character from any character that you've played has to kill another character that you've played.
Oh, Jesus.
Who would you be and who would you kill?
I would be my character from the Purge TV show, and I would have
that's
him
fitting. For killing or being killed?
for killing, because
Okay,
I was
that's
disappointed to not get to kill in that show. And then I would kill my character from 13 Reasons Why, Austin James, because
Give us one reason why.
he's a shitty journalist. He's a bad. he's the worst version of a journalist, going for like the sensational headline as opposed to an actual story.
That's awesome. So the Purge TV show, because you
I
did
would
kill.
purge myself.
Yeah, you would purge yourself because he's shitty at writing. Like, you're gonna
Yeah.
punish him because he's
I'm a bad
blogger.
blogger as opposed to being an actual journalist. So I hate those
He's
guys.
learn his craft. Okay, I think you're punishing the wrong person here. I think you're punishing the wrong one. Okay, so dude, it's been awesome having you on. Hey,
This is fun.
yeah. Hey, anytime, you're welcome back. Tell them where they can find you, dude.
You can find me Instagram and Facebook at Adam J. Stephenson, spelled with a PH, because I'm complicated like that. If you're watching new stuff coming out, I show up again in season 3 of 13 Reasons Why, which comes out at the end of this month. I think like August 23rd, or I don't know, end of this month, Netflix. And then later this year, I'll come out in season 2 of Tell Me a Story on CBS All Access. And you can find my other stuff probably on some streaming thing. Go watch Geostorm.
If you want to
Geostorm. Geostorm is a good B world being destroyed movie, and I say like 3 words in that movie.
Geostorm, I would definitely say is a B-rate movie.
Yeah.
At B minus, C plus to B minus, but it's a lot of fun.
Day After Tomorrow is my end of the world. Like, this is what's happening. End of the world crisis movie.
The
So.
Book of Eli.
2012 is
No, the Book of Eli is my favorite apocalypse movie. Okay, because that's totally gonna cut my own eyes.
Fair
off.
enough.
But like how the world ends.
Yeah.
That dude, I totally love.
Day After Tomorrow.
Geostorm. That's the right answer. Dude, it's been awesome. It's been awesome. Having fun. It's almost like you're one of us. It's weird.
Nerds recognize nerds.
Hey.
Yeah, honorary nerd. There we go. We'll do the old knighting. Tank, tell them where to find you, dude.
Yeah, you guys can find me all over the internet at The Caped Critic. Make sure you guys check us out. We're going to be at Dragon Con this year, Saturday night at 10:30. I don't remember which room we're in, but
In the basement.
in the basement. So
Getting drunk.
so make sure if you're in the Atlanta area for Dragon Con, make sure you guys come check us out. It's going to be a blast.
Hey, like Tank said, be sure to follow all of our social media. We're going to have tons of questions coming up on our Instagram and our Twitter. This is going to help our live show through Dragon Con, so go ahead, go on and vote. We're going to have our beatdown series going live through our Instagram and Twitter. So follow us there. You can find me at Houdini0333. That's my personal account. But if you want to find anything with the Nerds from Work, check us out at nerdsfromwork.com. You can follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Nerds From Work. You can also check us out on iTunes, SoundCloud, or anywhere else you get your podcasts at The Nerds From Work. Hey, and from all of us here at the workplace, peace.